Hello, hello, everyone. Nice to see you guys. How's it going? Let me just make sure I can open up the chat here for everyone. We've got a couple minutes anyway to let everyone get in. Let me just type this. Tell I can't type and talk at the same time. Okay. So while we're waiting for everyone to get in, I'd like you guys to grab a piece of paper and a pen if you have one handy. If not, you can go get it. You've got a little bit of time. Hi, Ed. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me think. How many are there of you? I think there's like 11 of you. I know some people can't make it today. Let me just take a quick peek here. 13 of you. Awesome. Hi, Rebecca. Good to see you guys. I'm so excited to be going back into spring. You know, the spring, you guys are well aware that this is one of the most challenging seasons, but I love the way I feel in spring. So I'm excited to be doing this alongside of you guys. And I know I'd go in and out of spring a few times a year, but I always like to do it with my groups because, hey, why not, right? It's just extra motivation. If there's another person going through it, why not? You know, the more the merrier, I think. So Beth is getting logged in. Hey, Beth, can you hear me? You can. Okay. Awesome. So if anyone hasn't noticed the chat on the side, grab a piece of paper and a pen if you have it. So we'll get started in just a second here. Beth's got company. I can see the cattail. No, it's okay. Mason will probably be down here in a second too. Awesome. All right. So it's a few minutes after 7. So I want to get you guys started so I don't keep you all night. So welcome to our very first coaching call in our Back to Spring program. Last week was our first of 6 weeks, but last week we just focused on preparation. How many of you really enjoyed that week to kind of prepare, to get yourself together, and to just kind of take that little, what would you call it? Like, I don't know. It's just a week to really kind of soften the blow. How's that? To ease you into spring instead of just hitting spring. Some of you may have been in summer or fall wild fit seasons while you were eating over our calendar summer. So going right into spring, jumping right in, both feet might have been a little bit challenging. So how many of you really enjoyed having that buffer week? I guess you could call it a buffer week. Did you like that? Okay, good. Awesome. Did anyone have any trouble printing the resources or anything like that? If you tried to print them, they were okay? All right, awesome. Good to know. So it's really important that we learn to use those resources. Like I know that a lot of times they sound like a pain in the butt and it's like, oh, I don't really have time to journal, blah, blah, blah. But if you could just do it for like a minute, just write down like a sentence. I'm not a huge journaler either, I'll admit. I like the idea of it, and I go in stages where I'll do it a lot and then I won't do it for a while, and then I'll do it a lot and then I won't do it for a while. So I like to go at it as like, hey, I might not write a paragraph and maybe it doesn't sound very insightful, but if I can just get in the habit of writing down 1 or 2 sentences that come to my mind, like something that maybe I'm thinking about that's kept me up at night, something that I might be worried about. Just get it out of here and onto paper, and then we can feel a little bit better. Or maybe we want to celebrate something that we're feeling and we don't want to forget how amazing we're feeling. So we want to put it down on paper. So if I could get myself to just, maybe just write down a sentence or 2, that will start the habit of, number 1, writing something down on a regular basis. And number 2, it gets you in the habit of awareness about yourself and your needs, and are your needs being met, So it really helps us in a lot of different aspects of our life, not just the WildFit spring season. So I challenge you that if you're not a big journaler, I challenge you to just say, okay, I'm going to do what Lori's trying to do. Just write down a sentence, even if it's just 1 sentence, like I feel blank, or I'm really pissed off about blank, or I really am looking forward to blank. Anything that comes to your mind is just going to be helpful. So, Kathy, the resources I'm referring to are the PDF files that I have posted in our Back to Spring Facebook group. So you can go back, just scroll back, or you can use the search bar, and you can just, there's a PDF. Did you see any of them? No? Okay.
No. Back to school is madness for me. So right. I think there's stuff, but I didn't click the links. I know I'll be able to find them.
Okay.
Into like the former resources through WildFit, like going back to week 6 and downloading the food guide and stuff like that.
So. Yeah, that I want you to do as well. You might already have yours printed out still from doing your 90-day challenge. So if that's the case, you don't need to print them twice. Awesome. Yay. But you'd be surprised at how many people go through the whole 90-day challenge and they don't print them suckers. But the resources that I supplied for you, I believe I put one out on Monday, Tuesday, I think every single day last week. So it'll be a little PDF, and you can just click on it. You can just scroll through and find the other pages. Oh, good. Deborah's got hers. Awesome. And so they're just there for you. If you have a journal and you don't want to use the resource that I gave you, look at it first. And if you feel like it's something you already have that is basically the same thing, by no means you don't have to download and print mine, but I just figured it's there for you. If you can use it, it's helpful. So let me know if you can't find those, Kathy, and then I'll go ahead and tag you in them so that you'll get a notification.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So let's see. Let me just go through some of the comments. Oh, Rebecca, you're cooking dinner, but you're listening. Awesome. It's all good. Very good. Deborah, you were away for 4 days, but you were prepping on the weekend. Awesome. I remember that you were going to be away for the beginning. And I said, don't worry, we're not changing anything the very first week, just hopefully our mindset, right? So that's perfect. Rebecca, you felt like you got off to a rocky start. You had school going back, and I know your life is a little bit of transition right now anyway. So kudos to you, girl, for keeping yourself a priority during all of what you've got going on. Yes, absolutely. So tonight I want to, number one, just welcome you and explain to you a little bit of what's going to happen for the next 5 weeks. And then I want to do a little bit of brainstorming, which is why I asked you to grab a piece of paper and a pen. So if you don't have one, go grab one. It doesn't have to be any, a fancy notebook. You can even just grab a napkin. So what we're going to do is for the next 5 weeks, we are going to have these coaching calls every Tuesday at 7 p.m. And they will be a lot like your coaching calls during the 90-day challenge. So I'm here to support you. I'm here to answer your questions. I'm here to test you. So sometimes it gets a little uncomfortable because I might bring something up that maybe you already know, but we don't really want to hear it, so that's my little gentle nudge. So occasionally I might have to nudge you a little bit, but that's why you're here, right? So it's all good. So we're going to be doing this on Tuesday nights If it falls on a week where we have a reunion, all of your graduates, you and everyone else, where we get together on a reunion call, I'll move the reunion call to another day so we don't overlap. And you don't have to come to both calls if you don't want to, but if you want to, that'd be even better yet. So just so it's nice to see everybody when we do our reunion calls. But if it falls during our time together, I'll move that, because that's usually on Tuesdays as well. So what we're going to do is you're going to see me coming up on Facebook Live, hopefully, if my internet cooperates. And if I can't get through on Internet Live or Facebook Live, I will record it as a video and then I'll upload it, which usually takes a little while, but I will do that instead. If for some reason the Facebook Live starts to crash. But I will be doing that a few times a week just to give you some support and give you some new content. And then also something new, because, hey, who's done the back to spring with me before? I know Lisa has and Beth has, right? So this time around, we are working out together on Saturday mornings. Yay! So there's nobody here except maybe Beth that's come to the studio when my brick and mortar business was rocking and rolling. We did a lot of workouts there together. So this is going to feel a little bit familiar. So we are going to do some workouts together on Saturday mornings. And I'm so excited for this because if you know me, you know that fitness is one of my big passions, and I can't wait to get back into sweating with people. So this will be lots of fun. The workouts, I just want to make note of the workouts. They are for all fitness levels. We're not using any equipment. You can, at some exercises, you can add equipment if you have it, and I'll let you know if it's a good exercise to add equipment if or not, but it's not required. So if you don't have dumbbells and kettlebells and all that stuff, do not worry, because the premise of the workouts is designed where you can do it without any equipment. So you don't need it. It's not a big deal. So don't feel like you have to go out and buy anything. And it's going to be fast, you guys. It's going to be 15 to 20 minutes tops. But I can tell you, you are going to be sucking air for those 15 minutes. It's going to be intense. This is going to be high intensity interval training. So I know, are some of you starting to say, wait a minute, Eric always said we didn't have to work out during spring. Do you remember that? Are you thinking about that? So you don't have to. It's not a requirement, because in the 90-day challenge, we want to make it as easy as possible for you guys to have success. But sometimes if you do add a little exercise, it ups your results. So it's not going to be strenuous. Like I said, well, I should say it's not going to be long. There may be times where you feel like it's strenuous, but it's all modifiable. So you're going to do what's good for you. And you probably remember I've got arthritic knees. And so I do modify for my knees. So I'll be showing modifications for that. And you just do you. Like if we run in place and someone is running faster than you, as long as you're running the fastest you can and you are huffing and puffing, you're doing it right. And as long as they're running as fast as they can and they're huffing and puffing, they're doing it right, even though your speeds might look a little different. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, so we just want you to work to your maximum, and it might look different, so it's all good, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So we will do that. I will send out a Zoom link for that. Probably Friday night, I'll send out a Zoom. So it'll take place on a Zoom call, and I will record it. So that way, if you're not able to do it live with us on Saturday morning, you can watch it at a later time, and you can just do it and watch all of us on our Zoom call, and you can do it alongside the recording. So that'll be fun for everybody too. Because I know this time of year, things pop up on Saturday mornings, especially if you have kids. So I totally understand if that's the case. So who's excited to work out on Saturday? This Saturday is our very first one. I'm so excited. We have a family wedding that day too. And I was like, oh no, am I going to be extra stressed? Hell no, this is going to be great, because this is going to get all the stress out of me before the wedding party comes over here at noon. So it'll be lots of fun. Let's go back to our paper and pen. So has everybody got one now? You've had time to go grab one? All right. So I want you to write down, I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and I just want, you don't have to share these out loud unless you want to, you don't have to, but I'm going to give you a couple minutes to write down the answers to some of these questions. It's not really a quiz. You can't fail this quiz. So first question is, what is your goal for being in back to spring? And I just want you to write down whatever the first thing that comes to your mind. I'll give you like a minute to jot that down. And so hopefully this isn't the first time you've been thinking about this, right? So if you've already been using the resources, or you already kind of have this goal in your head, the minute you heard about back to spring, you were like, oh yeah, I want a blank, so I'm going to sign up for that back to spring. Or maybe you weren't really sure, and so you thought about it a little bit longer over the last week. So either way, hopefully you're writing this down and it comes right to you. All right. Awesome. Everybody's got something written down? Okay, cool. Now, the next question is, why do you want that? What will having that answer that you just wrote down, what will having that do for you? Think about whatever that was. If you achieve that, how does that affect your life? What will it give you? How will it make you feel? This one's a little longer, isn't it? To answer that question, you're like, there's a lot of things I want to get out of that. What will that give me? How will that make me feel? And this piece of paper is just for you. It's just an exercise. It's just for you. You don't have to show anyone. Although sometimes sharing our goals makes them more real, makes us more accountable to them when we share them. All right, has everybody had enough time to write something down? I don't want to rush anyone if they're not ready. Okay. All right, so now the next question is, what do you anticipate being your challenge in achieving that goal, that number one answer? What do you think will challenge you the most about that? What do you think is going to throw you off? Hey, Michelle. She's still connecting. Hey, Shell, how are you? We were asking everyone to grab a piece of paper and a pen, but I think you're in your car and you might not have that. So, so that's okay. You can do this later tonight if you want to. It's just a little exercise. I was asking them first was, what was their goal? So, and this is for anyone that's watching the recording too. Go ahead and do this if you're watching the recording. Write down whatever your goal is, what you want to achieve in the Back to Spring program. And then the second question was, what will having that do for you? So if you were to achieve that, how is that going to affect you? How is that going to change your life? What is it going to give you? And then the third one that they're answering right now is, what challenges might come up for them that might try to derail you from getting that? Some common ones that people usually get stuck with is scheduling, right? Scheduling, children's schedules, that can be tricky, not impossible, but it can be tricky. That can throw us off if we're not prepared. Other things are how we think people will perceive us, our own procrastination sometimes derails us. Yeah. So those are just some of the common examples of things that challenge us. All right. And then one more question. One more question is, what is your plan B if those challenges come up for you? So if one of those things comes up and tries to sideline you from achieving your goals, what is your plan B for each one of those challenges? So if you have numerous challenges, like say your challenge is not drinking enough water because you have a small water bottle, what's your plan B? Say maybe you have a busy work schedule, what's your plan B? What if maybe you only can go grocery shopping once a week? What is the plan B if you run out of something? So thinking about these things ahead of time. Oh, Rebecca, you're traveling on Saturday, but you'll watch the replay. Okay, awesome. Yeah, watch it anytime that's convenient for you. Oh, Deborah, you have Canadian Thanksgiving on October 11th, the last week. And it's always there that you're challenged. Yeah, Thanksgiving is a big challenge for a lot of people, right? How many of you went through the 90-day challenge during Thanksgiving? Ed, I think you went through it during Thanksgiving, right? Yeah. Or was I kind to you? Was that the week that you could come out and go into that 1 week of summer? I think it was. I try to strategically start and end my challenges where I give you a little bit of love on those major holidays. All right. So this is good, Deborah, because you're going to have lots of challenges and plan Bs. You don't like pumpkin pie. That's great. My daughter loves pumpkin pie, and her birthday, she was actually born on Thanksgiving Day. So when it's her birthday, we always celebrate on Thanksgiving since we're all together. And that kid has gotten a pumpkin pie for her birthday cake, like almost all of her life. The poor thing, but she loves pumpkin pie, so it works. Okay, so everybody's got some plan Bs down. Awesome. Excellent, excellent. Does anyone want to share anything that's on their list? You don't have to, but if anyone wants to put that out there, if you feel comfortable sharing your goals and your plans, Deborah, she's got her hand up. I will unmute you. It's always super exciting to hear people's plans and challenges. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, one of my biggest challenges, I think I've told you, Lori, is I'm a snacker. I snacked all my life. I've had afternoon snacks. Evening snacks are my hard one. When we started the 90-day challenge, I was into keto almond butter cups, and those were at nighttime, and those are deadly. And you don't just have one of those, you have a few of those. Since we finished the 90-day challenge, I found a new one. I told you the Sieta Tostitos, and also the almond crackers by Simple Mills. And I can't seem to, I thought I would do a test last week, and I thought, okay, I'm just gonna buy a bag and I'm just gonna put them out. So I put them in the other room, but I just kept getting up to go get more. And then the bag was empty. So I need to, and I don't want it to be a self-control thing. I don't want it to be a control issue. I want to not want to do that. So I have to work on that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What is your, what will having that do for you? So if you can be that person that doesn't want them anymore, how's that going to make you feel when you say, oh, I haven't even thought about those Siete chips. I don't even want them. How will you feel about yourself in that moment?
I think I'll feel really good in that not having them unless I really want them. But it's not so much that I want them, it's I want all of them. That's my big thing. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What is your,
Ed is laughing at me.
we've all like, who can relate? Who can relate to that? I'm the same way. You know, if there's a handful of nuts, I know that that handful of nuts came from a bigger bag. So
Yeah.
I think we all can relate. So you're not alone. What is your plan B for the chips?
Go to bed earlier. I thought I might try that. I can always use more sleep. I'm up to almost an average of 6 hours a night, which is really good for me. I've been working on that for years. I know most people require more, but I used to be 4.5, 5 hours. So I'm up to almost 6 on a regular basis. So maybe plan to go to bed earlier.
Yeah.
I just bought, I got to show you. I just bought these Dreamer glasses. I don't know if you've heard of them.
I think I have.
These are the ones that block, oh my God, the screen looks weird. They block red and blue light, and you're supposed to wear them at least a half an hour before you go to bed, because they're supposed to make you more tired, because we have all this artificial light in our house, you know, LEDs and stuff, and they're blue light. So yeah, so I also have daytime ones.
Very
I also
cool.
have computer ones.
Me too. That's what mine are as
computer
well.
Ones. Oh, are they? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I have them all over the house. They're all blue light glasses. So that's why sometimes they have like a funny lens on them. But yeah, that's very helpful.
They do, like they reflect, yeah.
Are your evening ones the one that Dave Asprey promotes?
I don't know who promoted. I was on Will Cole's website, and he was interviewing them. Yeah.
Oh, I love Dr. Will Cole. If anyone likes to follow people that are health-minded like us, follow Dr. Will Cole, Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Mindy Pels. Who's the other one? Dr. Feeling Good, I think his name is. It's not his real name, but that kind of sounds dirty, doesn't it? Dr. Feeling Good.
Dr. Osborne. Dr. Osborne was the one that put out the 94.
Okay, I don't know him.
94 things about gluten that you don't know. Yeah.
Oh, that would be interesting. We'll look for him as well. Awesome.
Yeah, he did 94 things you don't know about gluten. And gluten's bad for us. So, or for me anyway.
Yeah, definitely. It's not a necessity, that's for sure. Awesome. Well, I love that, Deborah. Those are definitely going to help you. So you are being proactive. You are helping yourself recirculate, get back onto your circadian rhythm. Cutting out that blue light early allows us to get sleepy in a natural way so that we can get better quality sleep. And definitely getting that red light in the morning as well. So the other day I literally woke up and I apologize because my video didn't load and it took like an hour or two later when it finally loaded, but it was the first thing in the morning. And which you probably can tell by my puffy eyes, but yeah, it's really peaceful to go out in the morning and just let that red light come into your eyes, and it just stockpiles all that good melatonin for us so that when we need it, we can use it in the evening and get some good quality sleep. So I love that. Thank you for sharing your goals with us. So we're going to help you stay accountable for snacking. And one of my biggest and Eric's biggest things that we can do for ourselves when we find ourselves in a habit that we know we don't necessarily need is to just keep paying attention to our dialogue and how we're feeling. Like, what kind of a day did we have when we're going for that snack? Sometimes we end up doing it so often that it becomes mindless, and it doesn't matter if we had a good day, bad day, or whatever. We just instinctively do it because we start to get on a clock, you know, and so that we just get into that habit. And so we just have to do a pattern interrupt. So the next time you get that craving to go and grab those snacks, whether it's the keto cups or whether it's the Siete crackers, do a massive pattern interrupt. So do something totally random that you would never do. And it just interrupts our brain patterns to get our body shocked, so it's like, hey, this is what normally happens. So, just for an example, bust out the radio and just start dancing, or whatever is unusual for you at that time of day,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
would try that.
Thank you. Oh,
Yeah.
during the 90-day challenge, I did not snack at all. So it's since then that I've been.
So you
Yeah.
can do it. So that's another thing we can think about. We're like, okay, I did this during the 90-day challenge. How did I make that work? What worked for me during the 90-day challenge? And then why did I go back to old habits? And sometimes when we come off of a challenge, it's just because the challenge ended. And so our brain thinks that certain behaviors can stop because we've achieved it. So it's like there's nothing else there, so it's like, oh, there's no more goal because the challenge is over. And so that's where we start getting loose with our rules and our guidelines. So yeah, maybe that's part of it too, is that because that challenge is gone. But now you have a new one because it's back to spring.
Do.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Deborah. You're welcome. Does anyone else want to share some of their goals, strategies, challenges? Sometimes you guys all give each other good advice, so it's helpful if you do want to share. Anybody? No? Okay. All right. Oh, it says my internet connection is unstable. Can you guys still hear me okay right now? Okay. All right, good. Must be I left for a second. Okay, awesome. So this is what I want to talk about, is the planning and preparing. So we had spent last week mentally preparing, emotionally preparing, and now this week you hopefully are physically prepared. Who's got alkagizers made for the first couple of days? Everybody got their alkagizers made? Yay! Okay. Who has done some intermittent fasting this week? Has anyone tried pushing back your breakfast? Oh, fantastic. Yay. So there's something really, really cool about intermittent fasting. So when we can shorten our eating window, we can boost our results from not only eating healthy, like WildFit is a clean, healthy eating program. You can boost your results just by shortening your eating window. So it allows your body a longer healing window where your body can go back and heal all of the things that we've done to it during the day, during the weeks, during the months, and during the years. So if you are interested in more of the fasting, we will be doing more of that in the Restore and More, because during Restore and More, we take you through every season, which includes winter, which is fasting. So in Restore and More, we will be working towards a water fast. It'll be anywhere between 24 hours and 3 days, depending on what you're ready for, because we want you to work your way up to that. But for now, during back to spring, we're going to focus on intermittent fasting. And that's just lengthening the time that you're fasting and shortening the time that you're eating. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to eat less food. It just means you're going to eat it in a less, like a shorter window of time. So how did you guys feel? Who pushed their breakfast back an hour? Okay, Lisa did. Did anyone push it back longer than an hour? Kathy and Deborah. Woohoo! How did you guys feel? Do you guys want to let us know how you're feeling by pushing it back an hour or more? I actually pushed mine to 18 hours today.
Yeah. Lori, I've been doing it since the challenge ended. So I did it all summer long, Monday through Friday.
Awesome.
It back so that I go about 18 hours. So from my dinner the night before until about 10 o'clock in the morning. And that's when I start my alkagizer, and I drink my alkagizer until my lunch.
Awesome. How do you feel, Kathy, when you do that?
I feel good. Like I don't find myself feeling hungry or longing for something first thing in the morning. I feel good that way. And it became my routine. Actually on the weekends when I don't do it, I feel not off, but like out of sorts, like my day, not that it started wrong, but it started so differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Good for
I
you.
like it.
Yeah, that is fantastic. So there's different things that happen in our body at every hour that we're fasting. If someone has never fasted before, I mean, technically you all have fasted because that's what breakfast is. It breaks your fast. We're all fasting at night and our body is doing the healing. But if we eat late at night and we snack late at night, and then we get up early in the morning and we just jump right in for a breakfast at like 6 or 7 a.m., you're never really tapping into the healing that your body can do on its own. And you're also not really tapping into a chance at getting into that fat burning metabolism because there's constantly sugar. It's just not enough time to get that sugar out of our body. So if you're trying to get in ketosis, as we are, because we're in back to spring, fasting is a really helpful way to get you into ketosis a little bit quicker. So start off, if you've never fasted before intentionally, then you're going to want to just start by pushing your breakfast that 1 hour. And that was kind of all I really wanted anyone to focus on this week. But of course, if you already do this, then you could push it back even longer like Kathy did. Lisa, how did you feel when you pushed yours back an hour?
I'm good with it because I've done it before. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. How many hours of fasting do you end up getting?
I stopped eating at 5 and I didn't eat my Alka-Geyser until 11:40 today.
Oh, good. So that's 5 to 5 is 12. And then, oh yeah, you got a good, you're what, 18 hours then?
Good one.
Fasting? Yeah, that's a good, and you've done this before, so that's excellent. Awesome.
Yeah, I don't usually until like that time between 11 and 12, but
yeah,
sometimes it was 10 for a while. So, well, so I guess I did like an hour and 40 minutes today.
you did. Yeah, you
More
did
than I would
longer.
I
You
wasn't
did
even thinking.
longer.
Sorry.
Good. No, this is great. This is excellent. Deborah, you also did intermittent fasting. I believe you had mentioned in your Facebook post, but I can't remember. How many hours did you end up going? Was it like 17 or 18 as well?
Normally when I snack at night, it's maybe 12 to 15 hours, depending on when I
That's right.
have my Alka-Geyser, but it's usually, if I'm intentionally not having a snack at night, it's 16 to 18 hours usually.
Okay.
So
that's
yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Woo, awesome, guys. Great job. So for anyone that wants to try that, especially to get into ketosis a little quicker, just push your breakfast back by an hour until that feels good for you. And then once you feel like, okay, this is good, I can handle this, then try to push it back another hour. And when that feels okay, then push it back another hour. And so you're building your hours up so that you can build up to that 15-hour mark. 15 hours is where we really start counting intermittent fasting. That's when our body starts to really change because of the fact that we're fasting and going 15 hours without food. We're giving our digestive system a break. And then when you get to like 17 and 18 hours, then you start to kick in autophagy, which is your body's way of killing off bad cells, like diseased cells, nasty cells that could turn on us. Those cells actually die off. And I believe it's called apoptosis, where they naturally die off. So this is what can keep us really, really healthy. In addition to eating healthy, when you open up that eating window, then you start feeding your gut biome really good, healthy stuff to support all of your nutrient supplies, all of that. And you're getting the proper macros, and it's just giving yourself an overall boost of good health and healing. So eating clean and then fasting for repair for the cells is a really good match, something that you can do together. I don't want to get too much on the topic of fasting because that is not my wheelhouse or my specialty, but I do it myself, and I'm happy to chat with anybody who wants to know a little bit more. But if you do want to know a little bit more about that, I highly recommend following Dr. Mindy Pels, and I'll type her name in the chat. And Jason Fung is also a good one. He's like the Mac Daddy of all fasting doctors. So I will type those and give you some links in our Facebook group as well. But they're really, really very educated in fasting. So, oh, Deb, the Restore and More, that's another 6-week program. It's a lot like Back to Spring. Fundamentally, we get together and we do our coaching calls, but Restore and More is where I will lead you through all of the WildFit seasons. So we'll spend some time eating in fall foods, having some summer foods, having some spring, and then we do a fast and we go through winter. So Restore and More is just kind of restoring all of our knowledge and education around the WildFit seasons and how you can put them together so that you can still achieve the goals that you want. So that'll be coming up next month or November or December. I have dates, but that's coming up further in the fall. But yeah, so this is great, you guys. Has anyone that hasn't tried intermittent fasting, are you curious now? Do you think maybe you want to try it? Possibly. You don't have to. It's just a little extra bonus thing that just can help you get into ketosis. So, all right. So speaking of ketosis, who has checked their ketones and who is already in ketosis right now? Yay, Lisa, Deborah, awesome. Rebecca, do you have your hand up? You're not in yet? Ed, you're not in yet, probably either? Just yet? Okay. All right. So we will check to see, usually if you're not taking in any sugars, which we shouldn't have added any sugars in since Sunday, usually it takes anywhere from a day, if you're really lucky, to like a full week to get into ketosis. Everyone is a little bit different. And hi, cutie. He's adorable. You guys all have such cute kids. Hi. So anyone that is having trouble getting into ketosis, try pushing back your breakfast a little bit. Double check your sugars, go back to looking at labels, making sure nothing is sneaking in, and also check with your nuts. Check with your nuts, check with those things that are allowed in spring, but maybe we overdo them. I know, this one, yeah. I overdo nuts because I have nuts and I have nut butter. So I tend to do a little bit too much of the nuts and the nut butter. So I have to be careful of those. But yeah, this is exciting. You got a couple people already in spring. Today's your first real day in spring, Rebecca? Okay, awesome. Yeah, I had a couple of people in my family that are doing Back to Spring with you. And they're like, we're waiting till Monday to start. So that's okay. That's all right. Just track your, I don't want to say macros, just track your sugars mentally. You don't have to count them because remember, we want that freedom where we don't feel like we have to count everything. But if you do like counting, you could certainly do that if you like that. If you use Carb Manager, there's some other apps that you might like. If you like tracking, you certainly can do that on your own, but it's not required. And I really like for people to get in tune your body and how your body feels and get used to knowing what it feels like when it's in sugar burning mode and to know what it feels like when it's out of sugar burning and into fat burning. So that's a really good indication and it gives you a lot of awareness about your body. So okay.
I've just been having trouble with the my sugar monster. I tried to go in on like Saturday and Sunday, and I lost the battle a couple times.
Yeah.
So
that happens.
I've just been because I was eating in fall before we started, so I didn't really like ease myself in. So I took yesterday and today, and today's my first like full day.
Okay, good. You kind of ease yourself in now because you kind of let yourself ease in Sunday and Monday. Awesome. So when that sugar, is anyone else's sugar monster kind of My sugar monster did. I can tell you, after our Wild Fit picnic, you guys left me with so many of that good frozen. Remember that frozen thing that I made? Oh my God, I loved that, you guys. I ate all that was the rest of it. I think I ate it all myself. My sugar monster, even though it was good sugar, my sugar monster was like, yeah, like Cookie Monster. Remember Cookie Monster from Sesame Street? How he goes crazy and cookies are flying everywhere. I feel like that was how my emotions felt. So I can sympathize with Rebecca on the sugar monster. So I know for me, what I noticed with the sugar monster is that I feel like sometimes when I'm not having it, I feel like I have a lot of deprivation thoughts, like I'm giving up too much. So I feel like I binge to make up for it. And luckily I binged on a Wild Fit dessert and not something else. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing. But I have to tell myself that I can't be so strict, because that's what happens, that I end up binging. So I might allow myself to have some of the middle foods when I'm in spring, just so I can satisfy that need to feel naughty. Right? When we have sugar, even sometimes the good sugar makes us feel like we're doing something naughty. So I try to use the middle foods as my way of feeling like I'm not being so strict, and then I won't binge. So Rebecca, my recommendation is just going back to using our tools of our food dialogue and just noticing when you notice that sugar monster, just pause and ask yourself, okay, how am I feeling right now? Like, am I feeling sad? Am I feeling celebratory? Am I feeling like this is like I'm eating something as a revenge? Do I feel like I'm eating it because I never get to have this? So I just take it all in all at once. That's how I get. So just kind of recognizing what you're feeling in that moment. And then if you lose the battle, like you said, it's okay if we learn from it. It's a learning experience. And so you'll learn that, okay, I'm doing this because I really have a need that's not being met. And this is the only way I know how to meet this need. Right now, this is the best solution I have. And you can start to come up with a different solution once you recognize it. So I hope that'll help. Practice the pause and just find out, what am I feeling right now? And how do I think that this, whatever it is, whether it's a dessert or a cookie or chips or ice cream, how does this make me feel when I'm having it? And just jot that down in your journals. Oh, and you had detox symptoms. So that's what it felt like. Okay, those are tough. Deborah, can you have middle foods during your 5 weeks? So this will be if you can handle them and it doesn't kick you out of ketosis. So think back to your 90-day challenge. Were you able to have any during your 90-day challenge? So if you remember getting kicked out of ketosis with middle foods during the 90-day challenge, and if you just finished your Wild Fit challenge not that long ago, you may still be that sensitive. So I would stay away from them. I would get yourself into ketosis first and then experiment with one middle food at a time and see if it kicks you out. If it's been over a year that you've done your 90-day challenge, if you've been pretty good since your challenge ended, you may have changed your gut biome. You may have changed your habits enough where you might be able to have middle foods and not get kicked out. So that might be okay. So this will be an individual decision on middle foods. Does that answer your question? I hope. Okay. All right. So we're almost coming up onto the hour, the top of the hour, and I want to just end the call with some Q&A. So you guys can just fire away, unmute yourself if you have a specific question, whether it's about spring, whether it's about our schedule, whether it's about anything at all, just let me know. And we'll just go through a Q&A. What do they call them? Like a rapid fire session? Nobody's got any questions. Okay. All right. So Who knows exactly what time they're starting to eat tomorrow? You do? Okay, good. I'm 2:00. I know I'm 2:00 because I have it already planned out. I'm going to do a intermittent fasting till 2:00. Who knows who's gotten all their water in? Actually, that's what I meant to ask you at the beginning of the call. Who's been drinking all their water? Yay, Rebecca has. Okay, good. Did you guys keep up with that after your challenges, or did you kind of feel like that kind of slacked off a little bit? You've been keeping up with it? Okay, good. That's really, really good. Keep up with that water. I also want to let you know that if you add minerals to your water, that can really help as well. You can do it real simple by using that pink Himalayan salt. You can actually buy minerals to add to your water. I'll post a link to one that I actually started buying. I normally don't buy a lot of supplements or anything, but I did buy some minerals to add to my water, just to add a little bit more, just to see if I can improve my health even more. So I'll share that with you. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. Rebecca, water and Alka-Geyser are what keep you off the caffeine. Oh, that's fantastic. So you have a solution. That's awesome. Yeah, water and Alka-Geysers are really, really good, guys. Gets you off the caffeine. Are any of you guys caffeine drinkers right now, like coffee drinkers? No, you're all pretty good. Awesome. Tea? Oh, I have a bug flying around here. Tea. Okay. Super. Awesome. Caffeine can really mess with our sleeping patterns, as you know, from going through the 90-day challenge. So if you were doing the Back to Spring program, I kind of let people in the Back to Spring program, I kind of let you have your coffee if you brought coffee back, because, remember, tea is the gateway for coffee. It is for some people. Totally. You know what I sometimes do too, Kathy, is if I really crave something like that, I'll just do hot water and a little bit of like cinnamon in it. So sometimes that helps me. But I'm a lot like you. Sometimes I'm better with just nothing at all because it's like a gateway. But when you are doing the Back to Spring or the Restore and More program, I kind of let you guys decide whether or not you bring coffee back, because some people have that. Remember your hierarchy? Remember when you had your the end of your challenge, you put your food categories. Some of you wanted to bring coffee back. You guys, I think for the most part, don't. So that's okay. You have a 24-pack of Diet Pepsi sitting in your garage that you bought before the challenge in March, and it's still there. Woo! That's awesome. That is fantastic. Oh my God. Diet soda is like the worst. Like even regular soda is better than diet soda, right? Not that we want you to have regular soda, but.
And I was drinking probably 3 or 4 a day.
Wow.
On top of coffee.
Wow. That is amazing. Good for you. Congratulate yourself. That is huge. And you kept that habit with you after your challenge. Woo! That is awesome. That is really something to be proud of. Seriously. I had someone in my challenge group a while back, and they worked in a doctor's office, and they had a habit of having diet soda during their break. I mean, and they were a doctor, so they knew it was full of crap, but it's so powerful that they couldn't even break it until they went through the Wild Fit challenge. So I'm so happy for you. All right. Okay, guys, so I guess that's it. If you guys don't have any other questions, I can let you go early, because you all know what to do, and Back to Spring, it gets easier. Oh yeah, and you're a nurse, Rebecca. That's right. I forgot you were a nurse. Well, see, we all know things. It's just getting them into action. So, hey, but you know now, and that's the important part. Kathy, your new puppy is adorable. How's it going, by the way? Is that one of your challenges? Did you write that on your?
She's kind of encompassed in the crazy schedule, busy nights, early mornings.
Yeah. Yep. Having a new puppy. She's so cute, but they are a lot of work.
Well, we have her kenneled right next to Weston, So from the first night, hallelujah, she sleeps through the night and wakes up with a crate almost every morning. My biggest challenge is I rush home at lunchtime to let her out. So like I do my Alka-Geyser in the morning, I eat my snacks at lunch, and I don't eat my lunch until like late afternoon.
Okay.
Just on the road, and I still pack a salad every day. So
Woo! That is excellent. You are so incredible at your planning and preparation. Like I told you in your Facebook post, like you have literally done a whole 360, girl. I hope you are so proud of yourself. Really.
I am. And I have to stay with it because it's so easy to backslide and get into those old habits of, you know, like last week, a normal back to school week, we would have ordered out at least 3 of the 4 nights of back to school just because we're 2 varsity sports and 2 work schedules and the puppy and homework and it was just, we just cooked a ton over the weekend and had leftovers through the week, but it got us through without having a number. So
yeah, that is amazing. That's awesome. All of you guys, you have all done amazing things. I want you to not forget about everything that you guys have accomplished. Think back to your life before the 90-day challenge. Think back to your habits that you had. Think back to the mental thoughts that you had about yourself, the feelings. Like we are so hard on ourselves. Have you ever told yourself like, oh, you're such a blank, and you call yourself names and you tell yourself you don't deserve certain things? Like we've all been there, right? But you are slowly getting yourself out of that mindset. And you're bringing this to your awareness. You're like, hey, I recognize that I talk to myself negatively. I recognize that I reach for things that I know aren't going to serve me, but I'm recognizing that and I'm doing something about it. And you're staying active, whether it's just, you know, chiming in every once in a while on the Lori's Living Wild, or checking in for recipes, or just seeing what the rest of the tribe is up to. Remember, keep yourself around people that inspire you to be the way you want to be, because we are the average of the 5 people we spend our most time with. So if we surround ourselves, and not even just physically, I don't mean physically, although that too, but like, who are we listening to on TV? Who are we, like, that's a loaded question, right? Who are we watching on YouTube? Who are we following on Instagram? You know, really just broaden those avenues to bring more people into your life that you like. There's something about them that you like. There's something about them that you would like for yourself. Bring those kinds of people in. It keeps you connected to the lifestyle that you're trying to maintain or to get to. So that's going to help you, you know. Deborah, you just bought MCT oil. So the advantage to having MCT oil is that it's a derivative of coconut oil. It's one of the healthiest oils that you can get, because not all oil is healthy. There are some really unhealthy oils, which actually I'm sending a PDF you guys' way tomorrow. So you can be on the lookout for that about oils. But MCT oil is one of the healthiest oils you can get. And it's really, I find it helpful to add to like coffee because it's in liquid form. I usually get the Bulletproof brand from Dave Asprey's Bulletproof company, but there are some other good ones as well. You just want to make sure that it has some made with organic coconuts and things like that. You don't want to just get it on clearance at, you know, the 5 and dime or something, because it might not be so healthy. But yeah, the benefits of having the MCT oil is it helps you get into ketosis a little bit more easily. And I like it on salads as a salad dressing. So I rarely buy salad dressing. When I do, it's the Primal Kitchen brand. But a lot of times I'm just happy with a little drizzle of MCT oil and some sea salt sprinkled on top. So I like it. Rebecca, your stomach doesn't like MCT oil? No? Okay. So yeah, that's, so you can try it and see. Rebecca, do you get the same sensation with regular coconut oil?
No, I don't. MCT oil just makes me super nauseous and makes things speed up down there that when it doesn't need to be sped up.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
but you know, it's been a while since I've tried it. I think my gut health is probably a lot better than it used to be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it might be worth a try again one of these days, but I've had a bad experience with it before.
Yeah. Okay. So if you do get brave and you want to try it again, just try a very little bit, just like a little tiny splash. Well, you don't have coffee anymore because a lot of you guys didn't say you had coffee. But you could try a little bit like on a salad dressing, just a little, and see if that gives you the same reaction. But you don't have to have it by no means. If it doesn't agree with you, you don't have to have it. But coconut oil in a more solid form, I use that when I'm doing stir fries. And then I use the liquid MCT oil for my salad dressing. And sometimes in my coffee when I have it on the weekends. So that's how I use it. Kathy, I actually get mine directly through Bulletproof, but I believe Amazon also sells it. I'll share some links with you guys because I have some articles on fat coming your way. So I'll attach like a link to the Bulletproof MCT oil. So yeah, fat bombs. Yeah, fat bombs are still okay, Ed. They're recommended, especially if you need that little crutch, little sweet treat. It's not really sweet, but it makes us think we're having something sweet, and they will definitely help increase your fats for the day so you can get into ketosis a little bit better. Once you're in ketosis, you can have a little bit more fats because your body's burning that as energy. So that'll be good. There's an organic MCT oil at Walmart that's good. Oh, great. Good to know. Thanks, Lisa. Awesome. All right. I think I got all the questions. If I didn't, just holler, unmute and holler at me. Okay, Kathy, go ahead. Let's see.
What's a fat bomb?
Oh, fat bomb. You don't remember those from the 90-day challenge? Oh my goodness. Oh, I will share them with you. So a fat bomb is, I must have shared them with you. I didn't?
Oh, no.
No way. They're like a staple in my coaching practice. Holy cow.
Like, you know my note taking. Come on now.
That's really weird. I even made a YouTube video for you guys. I'll have to post it again. But yeah, a fat bomb is a little bit of, you can make different recipes, but while we're in spring, you'll want to make sure you don't have a lot of sugar or fruit in them, because there's a lemon one too. But fat bomb is basically just a bunch of fat with a little bit of like no sugar cocoa powder. And it kind of tastes like a chocolate treat in your mouth. It's amazing. Yes, they are the best, right, Lisa? You use them with like almond butter as well. So you'll melt almond butter, you'll melt coconut oil together, and then you can put some coconut powder in it. You mix it all up. You pour the liquid in like little, I have what looks like, well, it is an ice cube tray actually, but they're little circles, and the opposite side pops them out. So I pour them in, and then you put them in the freezer to freeze. They have to stay cold though, because they will melt. So, but they're the best. But they can get addicting, so you can't have a lot. But they are good. I am going to post that immediately after we get off this call, because I can't believe that wasn't posted in your challenge group. Holy cow. I'm going to have to go back to your challenge group and double check and make sure I didn't forget. Okay, but I will post it. I will post it for you. Oh, Deborah, you buy from the Fat Bomb Company, their macadamia nuts with other nuts. Ooh, that sounds delicious. There's also one that I want to share with you guys. If you like fat bombs and you don't feel like making your own, there's something called a keto cup, which you can also get, I believe, on Amazon. I did order those, but I'll be honest with you guys, it's just cheaper to make your own because the keto cups are like, they literally look like a Reese's peanut butter cup. And yeah, no, I ate those like they were a Reese's peanut butter cup, and they were like all gone way too fast, and they were too expensive. So, oh, Deborah's got hers. Oh, is that like in a jar, Deborah? Like you just scoop a little bit out? Oh, it's like in a pouch. Oh, I remember pouches like that. Remember those, Ed, when we'd run long distances, eating that goo, that chemical crap. But that's what it looks like. It reminds me of that. Deborah, your pouch was for a fat bomb though, right?
Sorry. This one that I have in my hand is macadamia pecan with sea salt. There's macadamia with coconut oil. There's macadamia plain with just sea salt. They also have a chocolate macadamia one, which I am not having right now. I've kept some. I may eventually get back to them. But I also get the in the jar because then I can dip my celery sticks in them.
Yeah.
And eat it. Yeah, it's good.
So that's like a fat bomb in a jar. Okay.
Yep,
Is that also
it is.
made by F-Bomb Company?
Yeah, all the same. It's called, yeah, it's fatbomb.com. So
we're gonna have to.
and they ship.
Out,
They're
guys.
from the they're from the States. They're from the States. They ship up to me in Canada. So yeah.
Awesome. Oh, good for you. That's great. I'm gonna have to check that out. Oh, Ed, you just posted it. Thank you. You find that they're
Where'd my chat go?
Do you feel like they're expensive to get, or is it worth it because it's already done for you?
It's worth it for me
Okay.
because it's already done. So yeah, if I have to make them, then I'm not going to have them. So
okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, there you go,
Hey,
guys.
Lori.
That is some awesome resources. Yeah.
Do you want me to share my tip on my fat bombs again?
Sure.
So I like mine warm. I don't like them frozen. So I do a single serving of them during the day. I just take either like a teaspoon or a tablespoon of coconut oil, then it's equal amount of almond butter and sprinkle in some cinnamon. Once it's all melted, I just eat it like that because I like it warm. I don't like them cold.
Yep.
So
That's
they're
great.
a quick snack.
Yeah, that is a quick snack. Some of the other things you can do is you can take like a spoonful of nut butter, just like whether it's just regular nut butter. That is also very helpful as like if you don't want to go through the trouble to make a fat bomb, you can just take a spoonful of almond butter and it kind of does the same thing. I think the fat bomb that the allure of fat bombs is that they represent some sort of chocolate, like candy. So I think that's what attracts us mostly to the fat bombs. But yeah, I will share that with you, Kathy, because you will love them. You will love them. Everybody does. All right, guys. So you guys are doing fantastic this week. We're just getting started. Some of you are already in ketosis, which is super cool. And the rest of you, hang tight. Just keep doing spring because you will surely follow and get into ketosis. And we'll be talking again next Tuesday. And I've got some recipes. I created one last night, so I'm going to share that with you guys too. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to post it into the Facebook group. And remember, it's our Back to Spring Facebook group, which is different from Lori's Living Wild. But you can still post stuff in there too, because all of your other tribe members are still in there, even though they didn't join us here in Back to Spring. So you kind of have two Facebook groups just for the 5 weeks. But yeah, I'll post all of our Back to Spring information in our Back to Spring Facebook group. So thank you guys so much for coming on the call today. You were amazing. Don't forget to look at that list that you did tonight, your goals, your challenges, because the more that you can prepare for those challenges and get those plan Bs in place, then you are setting up your conditions for inevitable success. But when we don't do that and we let things slip in there, then success is a little bit harder to come by. So make sure you get all that stuff done so that success is a for sure thing for you. Okay? So have a great night, you guys. I will see you on Facebook Live tomorrow. And then again, I'll see you hopefully on Saturday. And I'll be in and out of Facebook all week long. So just let me know if I can help you out in any way. Until then, see you Saturday or next Tuesday. Bye, guys.